Straight up.
Mr. Decker, we got a question. I'm going to pose this to our dear beloved friend. She's always a friend of the Hip Hop Summit. She always shows up nowhere we are in the country. Remy Ma. Remy, what can you say? Before you came out, we took a poll. As you can see, a lot of sisters in the house. What can you say, particularly to the sisters, about the importance of getting your money right, handling your finances?
I mean, being that we as women run things, I feel like, I mean, all the ones I know do, but I just feel like a lot of times women, we grow up feeling like we should have a man or someone else take care of us. So we tend to fall back and slack off and not really worry about our financial. So many women that I meet, they want to meet a baller that's getting money and they gonna have a baby by an NBA player and they gonna get 17%, they gonna be good. Like, that's not the mind state that we need. We need to prepare ourselves so that we as mothers, as leaders, could take care of our children and instill that in our children and our daughters to be able to get their own. You're not supposed to depend on no other person, a man, a female, nothing. You're supposed to be able to have your own in case something happens to that guy, something happens in that relationship, that you have your own mind state, you have your own plan. And a lot of times we have plans that's so much to the point where we as women, we tend to go against each other. And we have to turn towards a man who's almost always the head of the company, or who's almost always, you know, the main person that you need to go through to get whatever job that you want. And we block out other women. Once we get into that position, we make it so that other women can't get it. Like it's no room for her. I feel like we need to stop the cattiness, work together, stop depending on men, and get your own money.
Words of wisdom. Thank you, Remy. Words of wisdom. Douglas?
Jermaine Dupree, I only got one question. How and why did you do it? Meaning, you started, I seen you come up, you was all around us, you was at all the shows, you was with Houdini, you was out there with us, you was out there doing your thing. What kind of grind did you do or go through to get it popping in the manner that you got it popping? Straight up.
I kind of went through everything. I kind of, I walked the ladder, the everything ladder. I tried to do damn near everything possible to get to this position. I was a dancer first. Then I met, y'all brothers, and I saw Russell, and and I got hip to DJing, and I started trying to DJ, and DJ took me to becoming a producer. But it was a time when, when I came up, it was a time when every little thing that was going on in hip-hop, it was 100% important that you be Johnny on the spot and you pay attention to everything that somebody does, especially coming from Atlanta, because it was tough here. It was like no radio. People weren't playing rap records on the radio. It was just tough. So every time I heard or something that was going on, I definitely was trying to be there. I just had love for the whole art form. So, like I said, basically, I never wanted to go faster than it was supposed to be. If it was my time to be a dancer, I did that whole bid as a dancer. And when it's my time to be a DJ or whatever, I did my whole bid. I think the problem with a lot of young people these days is they don't want to take their time to get to the place that they gotta go. You know what I'm saying? You can't force this. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let it do what it gotta do. So that's what I did. I just did my bid at everything that I had to do. I made sure that everybody knew I was a dancer in Atlanta. And once I cleared that path, then I went to the next thing. So that's pretty much how I got to where I am.
All right. Paul Wall. Saturday, man.
What's up, baby?
Tell us, we know that there's a connection between being an artist and also an entrepreneur.
Oh, yeah.
And we know that you're an entrepreneur just as much as you're an artist. Speak to this audience about financial planning, having a plan for your financial life.
For me, rapping that was something I like to do. It was a big hobby of mine. I also DJ. DJing was really my first love, but DJing ain't pay the bills, so I went with the rapping. But for me, my whole focus since I was born was to get paid. I grew up in a real rough household. We didn't have no money. You know, the same story as every one of y'all out there probably. But for me, I like to rap, but that wasn't ever my dream wasn't ever to be a famous rapper. My dream was to be rich. So if it was meant for me to be a doctor or a lawyer, then that's what I would have did. But it just so happened that I ended up making it successfully in rapping. But my ultimate goal ain't to be rapping. It's gonna be one day where I put down that mic and I'm gonna move on to other things. Right now I'm doing a lot of grills too. Y'all know I do the grills. So other than that, you know, I'm getting into franchises. I'm trying to make wise investment choices, and this is some good advice I'm gonna give you right now. If you wanna be famous, that's a lot different than being rich. It's a whole lot different from being rich. Being famous is cool, but being famous don't pay your bills. Some people, it can ride off the success of the fame they got. You know, you can do some parties here and there, or you know, you do some autograph signing, get some free clothes from somebody because you're famous. But being famous is not the same thing as being rich. If you want to be rich, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the best advice. Go be a doctor, go be a lawyer, because there's always gonna be people in jail, and there's always gonna be people sick. Music, I just genuinely love the music. I really love music. So it was a big hobby of mine. But believe me, if this rapping ain't pay the bills, believe me, I'll be in somebody's hospital right now. For real. So if you just have a love for music, or you got a dream to do music, go do some music. But if your dream is to be rich, then you need to go be a doctor, be a lawyer, you know, do something like that, man, for real.
All right. Thank you, Paul. Words of wisdom. Dougie?
This is a question to anybody on the panel that feel they want to answer it. How important, because this is about getting your money right, how important is your credit? How important have you found out credit to be now that you're in the game, you're doing things, you're making money, but how important is credit to you right now? Anybody on the panel, anybody?
All right, Chico.
All right, I'll take that one, bro. Thank you, Dougie. What's happening, 404? This is Chingo. I just want to let y'all know, to answer that question, ownership is a very important part of wealth. And the only way in this country's built on credit. And the only way you're going to be able to own a house or own that, you know, the vehicle that's going to get you to your job, to the hospital where Paul work at, is to have excellent credit. So it's really, you have to take action and be responsible and make a conscious choice to have a good relationship with your credit and your money. And you can read about it in this book right here, so don't leave it, you know, and it's very important. Thank you.
All right.
I'll elaborate on that. I would like to say that a lot of times I don't know, look, I'm going to take a guess and say I'm probably the youngest on the panel. I usually am, but credit starts from the first dime, dollar, credit card, anything that you ever get. A lot of times, people think that they don't really have to start worrying about their credit and their financial problems until they start making a whole bunch of money. Where my first mistake is, and to this day, this very day as I speak to you, is ruining my credit score. I got a credit card, Discover Platinum card, when I was in high school. So I'm hyped. I'm going to Bloomingdale's, I'm about a new Gucci bag, and I'm never paying it. I never paid it. Now, when I went to go buy my new car that I wanted to get, they was telling me I couldn't get it. I have money. I'm telling them to call my accountant, check my savings, check all my accounts. It's that not the fact that you could prove how much money you got. They want to know that you're good for it. If you spend all that money, we need to know that you have some type of credibility that says you can make it, you can give it back to us, and in a timely manner. So when you think, even if it's you pay the bill, but you pay it a week later, I pay it next week. I know it's due today, but I pay it next week. Every late payment, 2 days, 24 hours, all of that is calculated and registered. They see when you paid your Victoria's Secret card late. They see when your Macy's bill is late. Every Target cards, everything, every little credit card that you think it's only I owe them $100 is nothing. All of that matters. Every single dime that you've ever been credited matters. No matter how much money you got, if you can't prove that you got it and that you can pay it, you can't do nothing. Like 2 years ago when I signed my big deal. After Lean Back, I had signed a new big deal. And I'm like, I wanted to buy a new house, and I was changing my car that I had to another car. And I couldn't prove that I could pay for it, because I was on some, I don't need banks, I don't like banks, I want to keep all my money in a safe in my house. Like that's the stupidest, most ludicrous idea that I've ever heard of. Like, you can't build interest, you can't get no stocks, there's no way to prove that you actually have it. And then when you start spending all these money, like even right now, and I have all my money on book, I can't go to my bank and take out $50,000. They want to know, what do you want to buy with this? Because of this whole new terrorist thing, when you taking out money and when you buying things, they want to make sure that you're not aiding any crazy type of funds that's terrorist or anything. So you can't even, once you make the money and you put it, you can't spend it how you want to. They want to know what you spending it on, how you spending it, and what's they cut. So just make sure that y'all be on point from the first card when you hype and they send you that pre-approved card. Just know that you gonna pay that.
All right.